It's like I always say, that's the price you pay to get those victories, is those nerves. Like when you wake up on fight day, or I guess wrestling day for you, and you feel those nerves and you have to dig through that and continue conversations and interviews and get out there and get in the locker room and get warmed up and walk out and keep your game plan. That's where you earn those victories, because that's the hard part. It's not easy dealing with those nerves. That's for sure, for me at least.
Absolutely, man. It's funny you bring it up too, because I just got back. I was doing a wrestling camp out in DC, and one of the parts of the camp is that they put up my national championship match up on the big screen so the kids can watch and I can talk them through my mindset during the match. And I remember telling the kids, like, look, there was a part where there's 20,000 fans in the arena. I'm getting ready to run out for that final match, for the championship match. I'm wrestling the returning national champion from Iowa. And I remember I'm running down the red carpet, and I told the kids, I was like, I'm going to pause the video right here. I was like, you guys might not know it. I was like, this might surprise you. I was like, but right here, this is the scariest I've ever been in my life. I said, like, so right true. Before, like, I did not want to run out on this red carpet. I remember they told me, the ESPN camera guy was right next to me, said, okay, you got to run. I didn't want to go. Yeah. I was like, right before I ran out there, I was wiping tears from my eyes. I was so nervous because, like you said, I was like, I've been training for 9 years to get to that moment. This is the pinnacle of college wrestling. 9 years to having one opportunity to be a national champion. I didn't want to lose that. I was like, man, if I make one mistake, that's it. If I do one thing wrong, I could lose this match. There goes my dream. And I told him, I was scared. I was like, but you know what? When I stepped on that mat, when I stepped on the mat, I stepped on the line, and I'm looking my opponent in the eyes. I remember looking at him, and, I didn't see him. What I saw was myself. Yes. And what I saw was, I was telling myself, you know what? I worked too hard to lose this. Yes, sir. I did everything that I could do. To be successful here tonight. No matter what the outcome is, no matter what happens, whether I win or lose, obviously I want to win, but no matter win or lose, I know I did everything I could to be successful, and I can be proud of that. And then I was just thinking, like, of all the challenges I've been through, this is just one more. This is just one more thing. It's scary, but you know what? You have to overcome that. When you embrace that, when you embrace those nerves and you fight through that, it just makes you stronger. You just have to be able to manage that and harness it. But, just have in the back of your mind, I'm capable of this, and that's something I always tell myself, especially my senior year. That's where Unstoppable came from, why we're calling the movie Unstoppable is, it doesn't matter. You might get knocked down sometimes. You might get nervous. You might want to quit. But Unstoppable means you fight through that. You get back up. You don't give up. Right. That's the key, is never giving up, just pushing forward with everything that you have. Pour your blood, sweat, and tears into it. And, in the end, you can be proud of the results. No matter what it is, you can be proud. No, I left it all on that mat. I left it all on the line. There's nothing else left. There's nothing else left in the tank. And I'm at peace with that. I think a lot of people can be at peace with that.
I agree with you 100%. And I've always said that it's about channeling. Like when people ask me the same thing about nerves, I've always said it's about channeling, because I'm just like what you said. I'm terrified sometimes and scared when I walk out there because of what I can lose in a matter of, because I know as I'm walking out, within 15 minutes, I'm going to have the best moment of my career or the worst. Like that's scary as shit when you think about it. And I've always said that it's how you channel it. It's how you channel those nerves, because you're going to have them regardless. They're going to come. You're going to have that emotion. You're going to have those nerves. But if you can channel them, and like what you said, and you can get out there and you can look across at that opponent and blame him for those nerves, blame him for that feeling, blame him for all what you've went through to get there, and like all that pain that took to walk out there and all that stuff you've done. And know that if you allow him to beat you, it was for nothing, and you channel those nerves and that emotion to beat him, to make it worth it, and to make all that pain, all that suffering, all that sacrifice worth it. That's how I've gotten through it. That's how I've been able to fight with that emotion. That, would you say that there's truth in that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I think that's a great way to look at it as well. You blame him, and you just really. You've, like you said, you find a way to harness that energy, find a way to harness that emotion so that you can execute. Yep. And I think that's the thing, that the nerves, they paralyze you.
Yes.
like you clam up. You don't want to lose something that you haven't gotten yet.
Yep.
Or I guess you don't want to lose that opportunity to get something, to be successful. And so when you clam up, when you let those nerves get to you, then you don't execute. And then that's where you lose, and so to be able to find a way to harness it, to give yourself the freedom to go out there and compete, to attack and execute, then that's how you become successful. And that's something I really like how you said that, blame him for it. And that's something that I kind of used as well, my senior year. The guy that, like I said, I was wrestling was the returning national champ. So, but at the beginning of my senior year, I actually cut out a newspaper article about him because they're talking about how he was looking to repeat. And I mean, he's a stud. I have a lot of respect for him. But I remember I cut that article out and his picture. I put that thing in the back of my locker.
Yeah.
So every single day I would go into practice, I would leave practice, and I would see him, and he would be looking at me.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I'm training to beat him. I'm training for this guy. This is why I'm doing, all these pull-ups. This is why I'm cutting weight. This is why I'm staying after practice, why I'm going in early, why I'm putting my body through all this pain for this guy.
Yes.
So I can be ready for this guy. So you have to be willing to, embrace that, find a way to harness it. And then when the time comes, you execute, and you have to overcome those nerves. You have to, that's one more challenge you have to overcome. But that's what makes it worth it. You pay that price. That's what makes it special, because if it's easy, if you're not nervous, if it's not hard, it means nothing.